He's not going to let that slide in without us saying something. It looks great. Ladies and gentlemen,
I love it.
Mr. Brendan Air. How you doing?
Couldn't be better. I got my levels jacked up, so if I'm going off the charts, I saw one guy said I'm too low, and I said, I'll crank this thing to 12, then you fuck face.
By levels, you mean your handsome levels, right? Because those things are jacked right now to a level I've never seen, and I've seen models.
That's the thing. Look at this shirt. It's sort of a thermal undershirt type deal.
Right.
I've got the skinny gold chain, and I've got a premium, much like you.
Yeah.
I've got a premium tash. Okay. A premium tash. That's just people. I'm walking down the street going, is that a tash model? Are you doing commercials for Bic razors? And I say, I'm not. I should be. Go fuck yourself.
What you're wearing now as a thermal outfit, I would say homeless people usually wear. But when I look at you, I go, this is not a homeless outfit. That's what a real model can do. They can take trash and they can make it the future. So, Mike, I hate to add work to your heavy workload. Can you change his name to the future? Because that's the future of fashion right there.
I think I can even do it. I think I even may know how to do it.
Real quick, you are peeking right now.
Yeah, by peeking, my ears are bleeding, but I love it. I've never wanted blood to pour out of my ears as much as they are right now.
I'll tell you what's peeking. My penis out of my pants when I look at my own face on this screen. But also, I will turn down my volume.
Sometimes a penis will come out of her pants, and he'll say, hey, I want to take a look at the body. I want to take a look at the world.
How's this, Mike? Checking in on my levels. But don't think this isn't part of the episode, because that type of first of all, Anthony's absent today, which means we're going to need to fill some time. Second of all, never cut compliments about me. Never.
Never.
I hope you enjoyed that initial banter of compliments flowing my way, which if you don't watch on YouTube, go to our YouTube channel, because I really am. This is my prime. I've hit my prime. Excuse me, Greg?
You said I really am.
Yes,
like a fool.
Say things wrong. I say "and" instead of "and." I got problems.
This is no fool's cast.
This is by definition a fool's cast. This is as if the court jester fell and broke his leg. This is literally a fool's cast.
You've made it a fool's cast with a mispronunciation of this him. Okay, what were you saying? You're trying to promote the shirts? I
was saying
you gotta go to Teespring.
I'll promote it all. Check out our YouTube. The video stuff is Papadoppin here. It's George Papadopoulos over here. So check out our YouTube. Then on top of that, merch sales are through the roof. And look, yes, has it made us all millionaires? Of course it has. Do we want to have further millions? Why wouldn't we? So go to teespring.com/store/Rad Dudecast. Get everyone you know their Christmas presents from there. Because here's the thing about these items. They don't have to be familiar with the podcast. No. All of the best t-shirts I've ever owned, Greg, I have not known what they meant.
Let me tell you this. Look at this. What is this? My favorite mug. What does it say on there? It says Baronet Coffee Roasters. If you put a gun to my face and you said, who the fuck is Baronet Coffee Roasters? I would say, pull the trigger. You'll never get an answer. I have no idea. I'll tell you what Baronet Coffee Roasters makes. My favorite mug. So what we're saying here is buy our clothes, give them to people who have no idea what they are, and then you say you wear this, you filthy bitch, or you're going to end up in a nursing home. Okay, Mom? All right? You want to live in my basement, or you want to live in a goddamn nursing home? Buy a Greg Stone shirt. I don't care if you know what he is. Am I topping off? Is he frozen, or is he looking like that forever?
Who, me or Mike?
Mike went into a solid face. You got to see. He went like this, and he froze.
He's Mr. Freeze.
It's Mr. Freeze over here. I thought he was I thought he was doing. I thought he was doing ethnic jokes.
Call him Schwarzenegger, because that guy's Mr. Freeze. Okay, speaking of what you're talking about, the nursing home, an early joke.
Where'd Mike go?
He just leaves. He's uncomfortable.
No Anthony today. Come in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get out of here.
We could vote on it. You guys want to vote on it? Let's take a vote. And then we're gonna get to your Mr. Figures bit.
I vote Mike does whatever he wants.
I vote Mike has to stay on.
I'm good with staying on. It's okay.
One of my very earliest bits, and I had forgotten about it for 10 years until you just said about wear this shirt and go into a nursing home. Mm-hmm. I had this bit where I go, I saw this lady with a T-shirt that said dogs come when they're called. It had little kitty cats on the front of it, you know.
And
the shirt said, "Dogs come when they're called. Cats come when they feel like it." and I told her, I said, "Hey, that's a nice shirt." And she said, "Really?" And I said, "No, now get back inside and change, or I'm not taking you to Ponderosa, Grandma." And that was my early level of comedy.
That's how you got to treat old people who are trying to degrade cats.
And see, that's a joke where you would see a guy say that joke, and you say, "That's not a good joke, but he's going to be good."
It's a shirt joke. You meant what you said.
Yeah.
Degradation of an old woman will always land on my airport, my friend. If you could take down some old bitch,
yes,
you're gonna get your money in it's all money to me, baby, right? Yeah. But to talk about the shirt business, what I think, and write this down, Mike, because this is gonna be $1 million shirt. Right. Yeah, I want a shirt that says "Dogs come when they're told." CUM, and the dog has a phone and he's covered in his own jizz. This will sell. This is what we want you to put. You give your grandmother this for Christmas. It's a shirt that says "Dogs come when they're called," covered in the spelunking of a person we don't know.
Yes, himself. Clearly himself. He's covered his own splooge amongst other people. This is a shirt I would wear to Christmas dinner. I'd wear this to midnight mass. I'd say, "Come all ye faithful, joyful and triumph." Look at hey Father, look at my fucking shirt. It's got a dog coming on it. You know, that's how you talk to a priest.
Maybe we could
he had one too.
Bicycle. Do we have the technology? You tell me this, and don't lie to me. Do we have the technology to do one of these shirts that when you turn it like this, it does multiple different angles, like old holograms in the 90s?
A lenticular?
I don't know what that is, but that sounds about right to me. So one of these dogs, so we'll have a picture of a dog who's dry, and as you turn it, he like shakes liquid off his face. That liquid is cum, right?
Let me throw something out there. Let me throw something out here about these renticulars or whatever they're called.
Lenticular, like
lenticular. I would argue that I'm very familiar with the technology. I would argue I've never seen it on a shirt. I've only seen it in about a 8x11 plastic thing, maybe on a school folder. I don't think cloth is the right medium, and you just acted as if it was a known shirt style.
It's a known shirt style to me, which I've created and will make our money on. It will have a hard plastic cover, like one of those Naruto hats. You ever see? Maybe you're familiar, maybe you're not. So it will also cause a lot of sweat on your chest, because you put a little hard plastic on a chest piece, you're going to get sweat under there. But what we're getting across is a message, and that's what's important. And what the message is that my dog will come if you say his name or call him on the phone.
I like that. I mean, I don't think we need the renticular. I think we just get the shirt with the dog covered in cum, just because I don't want someone seeing it from only one angle and not getting the joke. Do you know what I mean?
I can offer a compromise. And here's my compromise. We sell over 100 of these shirts, each in a different stage of the dog wiping the cum off of his own shirt, and we ask the patrons to run by those 100 people so they can do like the old school animation.
Sure.
Sure.
So your compromise is just a system that's nearly infinitely more difficult than the unobtainable technology of the renticular shirt your compromise was in fact a further divergence from the easiest way possible, which was your first idea, a dog covered in cum on the phone. But that being said, I accept your compromise. Mike, Please start drawing up 100 different shirts with various stages of a dog covered in cum.
Well, I did have a compromise of the compromise where we could get 10 people and put them on a merry-go-round and spin them.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like those things you see in a museum, how they used to watch. They thought they were watching movies. Those dumb idiots. There's little slits in the thing, and they'd spin it around. They go, "Oh, look at this! Is great! You fucking morons! It's not a movie. There's 6 pictures in there. You dumb shit."
Yeah,
it's a horse diving into this ocean. Okay, spoiler alert. It's 3 seconds long. It's a horse jumping into the water. Now, Greg, I hate to cut you off, but real quick, for those of you tuning in for the first time, of course, this is the Rad Dudecast podcast. Thank you so much for listening. It's me and Greg Stone today with our wonderful producer, Mike
Suarez.
Mike Suarez.
Japanese Mike.
Anthony DeVito is out today, feeling a little under the weather.
Oh, the guy's got COVID-19.
Well,
He's wrapped up in the hot disease. The disease, the hot disease that is sweeping the nation, COVID-19. He's got it.
That guy's he's such a fucking bandwagon type of guy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like one hot disease comes out and he's all over it.
You see, when bell bottoms first came out for men, this guy was all over them before they were hot. Fanny packs, COVID-19, all of it. Yeah, he's sick, but he's doing. I did talk to him. I will say, yesterday he said he was doing great. Today he said he was doing infinitely worse. But he does see. But he's like, I talked to him though, so he's like, infinitely worse is he's still good. So if he fucks him, hopefully he'll be okay.
He'll be okay. I talked to him as well. I mean, thoughts and prayers to Anthony, whatever.
He should be. Don't worry about him. We'll give you something to worry about.
Yeah, we'll give you something to fucking worry about. We're gonna fucking kidnap your grandmother. Worry about that.
That's why I want my doctor to come into a room and he go, "Listen, you got cancer." I go, "Oh my gosh, should I be worried?" He goes, "I'll give you something to worry about." And then he gives a fist and then he just gives you a pop one right in the face.
Yeah. Or he goes, he goes, "You got cancer," and he goes, "Oh man, I'm worried." He goes, "Oh, you think you're worried? I'll give you something to worry about." And he just holds up a dossier about your daughter's whereabouts. You know, you want to worry about that? Look at this. I know where little Luann is at all times of day. So fuck you. And then you go, "I got to turn you in, man. This is some shit."
I mean,
what if he shows you that, and then you find out things you didn't know about your daughter?
But then that's a good doctor.
That's what I'm talking about, right? All of these people are so good at pulling up stuff on people. Why don't you pull up stuff that I can use on myself? You know what I mean? And this is my big stance with the AI. AI, and I think I probably said this a million times, AI knows what you want. It knows what you're going to do before. Well, why don't you tell me that stuff? I would love. They sell my information to everyone, but they won't even let me see it.
Well, I think the argument here is they are telling you what you want, but they're doing it in a way that they can make money by whatever ads are popping up to you. The idea is you want this ad we're about to show you.
They're using information about you to aim stuff at you. I want the information about me. I want to be like, Greg, you are scrolling through too many women on Instagram booties. You clearly have attention deficit disorder. I bet, and this is like not even a joke. I bet you they could legitimately diagnose serious mental illnesses through the algorithm thing and help people.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be pretty easy for me during a certain period of my life, the amount of times I Googled painless ways to kill yourself. That would be probably a pretty easy, connect the dots on that one.
ComfortableRopes.com.
Yeah.
What's the best? Yeah. What animal will eat you the quickest?
Yeah.
Painless. That's what I want to know.
I want to go back to the shirt thing, the shirt technology thing for a second here. Actually, this is too rapid of
we can't maintain this speed.
Well, not only that, I'm getting off a great subject too early because first of all, you said, I do have to backtrack a second, and you said you wish that these technology companies would tell you stuff, and then you gave 2 examples that you clearly already know. You said, I wish they'd tell me stuff like I'm looking at too many butt models or I have HD.
You answered the question with the truth. I don't know the things that I don't know, but I do know what I do know. And what I do know is I am staring at women with thick butts on a level no human should be consuming. If it was cheese, I would have 100 kidney stones. That's the amount of times I'm looking. My TikTok, and that's why I think I'm shadow banned on TikTok, because of the follower count. If you were to look for 1 second of my followers, you'd say, do not give this guy any internet push. He's a Creepazoid 2000. Easy.
No, here's the thing. First of all, get into TikTok. Make sure the videos you like are private. Because, man,
wait, what?
There's a setting.
Oh, I don't hit the like button. I do it with my eyes. I do
because there's a setting where I think it's default private.
Yeah.
But like, I think these women deserve likes. I say, look, you're doing this hot dance. I'm going to give you a like because I liked it, you know. And you're a beautiful woman. This is nice, but I have seen many a TikTok video because there's a lot of TikTok feuds that go on, and somehow something I liked led me down that being my main page. And now I just see a lot of fights like, oh, this guy's trying to tell me about this. Let's take a look at the videos he likes. And it's just all hot girls. And it's like, what is wrong with that? A guy can't have an opinion because he likes a girl twerking. What is she twerking for? For me to like it. You know, what the fuck is that? That's a guilt trip for anyone? Fuck you.
No. Look at this. I'm going to pull up.
What are they twerking for? You had like a reason why they were twerking.
Yeah. They're not twerking for ALS. You know what I mean? They're twerking for me. They should. It should be the show me your beautiful fat ass for ALS challenge.
Maybe not ALS, that'd be a little rude, but for other diseases.
For Parkinson's. We're shaking for the shaken.
Yeah.
We're shaking for the shaken. Look at this. I just want to say, I just pulled up. This is not rigged. This is my following on TikTok. Okay. The first one is this woman who I did subscribe to her OnlyFans. She's got great boobs. Only for a month. I deleted. This is one. Second video. Let's see what this is. Well, that's another woman.
Another hot woman, yes.
Yep. And that's 3. Number 3, what's this? Well, that's some guy. Who that guy is? He's probably going to turn into a woman.
He's talking about hot women.
Yeah.
Here's all the hot butts you're missing right now. He's telling you.
So we got 1 out of 3. Here's number 4. There. That's
shaking ass. Yeah.
What's number 5? There's another one.
Yeah.
Number 6, what could it be? Hey, that Asian guy from that other show.
Jimmy O Yang.
I mean, look, this is insane, right?
Girl. Well, let me tell you something, Greg. Let me tell you something. Live the high life while you can, and do not. Here's the thing about TikTok, man. Let me tell you something about TikTok. When you get off your topic of choice, my topic of choice is hot women dancing.
I gotta get off.
Hot women of age dancing. When you move off that, because I started liking, I got really into these like stories of valor from the military because they would make me
that's
cry.
Too emotional, man.
They would make me cry, and I started liking those. All of a sudden, you're off the hot women dancing on your For You page. They think they know what you like, and to get back on is nearly impossible. It's a maze of trying to go through different things you like, and so stay where you are, my friend. Live in heaven.
I gotta say, I don't know. Sorry, Mike, go ahead.
Well, I kept getting people swirling paint and cutting soap for some reason.
First of all,
that's the thing. You get into these worlds. There's a million TikTok worlds, and you can't find your way back to the twerking world.
Maybe I will say this. Maybe the soap and the valor ones may disagree, But when I first went on TikTok, it was all booties. And I said, stop it, Greg. And I went through and I unfollowed anyone I may have followed. And then I got into Tony Baker dog voiceover videos, which I was the happiest I'd ever been in my life. But then somehow one creeped back in and I flooded myself with these other, and the twerking is back. I might be just the twerking that will reinvigorate itself. It is now worse than it was when I first started. And I can't stop. I want to stop. I hate it. I hate it because I don't want that stimulus in my brain rapid fire all of the time. So I just got to be off TikTok. And that's why I don't go on TikTok often, because it's like, I know what I'm opening up and it's a horny world, and I got to get off the horny world.
Well, it's crazy.
I'm going to redo a whole new account, I think. I told you that, Brendan. I'm going to do a whole new account.
It's crazy to me the ways other relationships are running, because like Amy knows I'm an idiot and a horn dog and does not care. And like there's this whole challenge on TikTok where it's like film your girlfriend playing this while you play this song 3 times in a row. And it's the song associated. It's whatever the hottest like twerking song at the moment is, the viral twerking song. And you're supposed to film your girlfriend. And the idea is she hears you repeatedly playing that song and gets furious because you're looking at twerking girls. And it's so foreign to me because Amy will literally I'll have my headphones and she'll literally be like, hey, what are you looking at? And I'll just go, oh, there's this 60-year-old grandmother on TikTok, but she's still hot and she shakes her ass. I love it. I watch her 20 times in a row. And Amy will say, that's great. You know, it's like, what are you doing? If you're in this relationship where people are getting mad about what your eyes are doing, you don't get mad at the eyes. You never get mad at the eyes. The eyes are their own thing. Yeah, they're the eyes.
You can't arrest someone's eyes. You have to arrest the whole body.
Exactly.
Okay? You can't just be like, I saw those eyes. Were you going to jail? No.
Yes.
What did the mind do?
Yeah. My ex-wife got mad at me because she saw in my history several videos of fat black women having sex with skinny white guys.
That makes no sense, and I love it.
It's hilarious. They were, they were like, 30-second clips, and they're just the funniest things in the world because the guy looks so scared, and she's just having a good time, and she thought that's what I wanted after that. I was like, no.
Is that how the divorce? Is that why you guys got divorced?
No.
Oh.
That seems like a personal question.
Is it? Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
I mean, I could talk about it, but this is probably boring. It's more boring than
well, what if you're open to talking about it? Now? Listen, we're not two bullies. Me and Greg. If you say you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to fucking talk about it. We don't care. I got 3 more shirt comments, but I do find this interesting. If the portions you're open to talking about, because I like relationship talk and that sort of thing. What exactly went wrong? Would you say?
Moving to New York. She didn't want to come here.
Oh,
so that was a big. So before I was going back and forth, and
that's rough then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're still friends, but. I mean,
that's great. Then that's great.
Like, but like when it's not, do you guys still are you? This is a hard one though.
Well, like for
still in love?
From March, I thought I was, but I know I'm not anymore. From March to July, like I was staying down there with her,
right,
during the quarantine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Can I ask you a personal question? Absolutely. So you can not answer. During that point, you were divorced or in the process of being divorced, correct?
Our divorce, yeah.
You were divorced.
We were there, yeah.
At the time, were you intimate at all during that period?
No.
Damn it.
Also, Bobby and Calta already asked me all those, so it's not weird for me to.
I would love.
Sorry,
it would have been cool. I wasn't against it, but I wasn't trying to either.
Yeah, right.
Anything we could possibly ask you, I'm sure Bobby has ripped from you at a time. It was way too close to the divorce. Sensitivity.
For those of you that,
as hard as I go, they go that.
For those of you that don't also listen, sorry I cut you off, Greg. Mycicle Bicycle is also the producer on YKWd, several other of Bobby's projects. Bobby Kelly, great comedian. So that's what we're talking about there.
Just did his podcast with an hour and a half, and I don't know why I said the time, an hour and a half. But man, I didn't shut up for It's great. I really was like, Greg, shut the fuck up, because it's not even my podcast, and I wouldn't stop talking over everybody. And Bobby had just had surgery, so I was like, give him a break today.
Did I
cut out? I cut out, Anthony?
A little bit of lag. I saw a little lag, slight lag.
I don't get it.
Greg got 100 feet of wire, 100 feet of Ethernet.
Also, I called my internet provider and told them, I was like, hey, man, what's going on? I'm juiced. What can we do? And I was real nice. And the guy goes, here's what I can do. I can up you to a gig. I don't know what a gig is. A gig of service free for a year. So he upped me for free for a gig for a year. But I don't know. Let's do a speed test. I like a good speed
test.
Is
that 1,000 Mbps? Because I'm at 1,000 Mbps, but on my wireless, I usually scam in at about 350, which is plenty. I
don't know. I don't know if I'm hardwired in right now or if I'm Wi-Fi'd in. It says the Wi-Fi is on, but look, this didn't go much. Oh wow, my testing download 91.3, which isn't a gig for download. Let's see what the stream. But I am also streaming right now. This doesn't matter. Why am I doing this? Sorry.
It depends on your router. A lot of other stuff like that too. So.
Yeah, okay. Let me not do that. I ruined the podcast with my speed test.
No, because now I'm furious. My speed's running slower than it ever has. I don't know what's going on here. It's still at quite acceptable speeds, but I mean, I'm paying these guys for 1,000. Usually I'm running about 350. I'm coming in at 70 right now. This is disgusting. I don't fuck with 70.
You got to call them or reset your router. I redid a reset and it was good.
I don't touch anything. That's my rule in life. Never touch anything. Now, I want to get back to shirts, Greg, because I got something I want to ask you personally. Mm-hmm. Why weren't people, you of course remember Hypercolor, right?
Of course. You touch the color and it changes the color depending on the temperature of your hands or whatever you're touching the shirt.
Sure. For our younger listeners, it's exactly what Greg described. It was a shirt that it was a fad because it was this fabric that somehow responded to heat, so you could leave sort of temporary imprints on people's shirts of whatever you wanted. Now, why weren't they doing turtlenecks so that if you were strangled, there would be evidence right away?
Great. That's a great question. That guy looks like Anthony.
Yeah, Mike brought up a picture of a Hypercolor shirt, and it's just Anthony.
Yeah. Also, the Hypercolor immediately would break. You'd wear it for one day, and the color, you just had like a weird tie-dye looking shirt. What?
You wash it twice, now you have an ugly shirt.
Literally under the washing directions on the tag, it should have just said, don't.
Holy cow, did I just have a mental breakthrough. That will, first of all, what you said about having the evidence of being choked on the Hypercolor, I love this idea. There's other applications as well. What we bring that back now, and we make headbands, Hypercolor, and this way, if you have a fever, it changes the color. So now COVID-19 testing is a constant basis.
Out the window. Don't need the test. You're wearing the test.
You're wearing the test. If you got a red Hypercolor shirt on, everyone goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. Red Hypercolor, stay back. Blue, let them through. You know?
Yeah.
Now we know. This is way back technology.
Yeah.
It.
I would argue your application is a little bit more noble than this, but another application, if I own an NFL team, I'm putting them out there in Hypercolor. They get held. The referee doesn't call it. They go up and say, there is a grip print on my jersey. Tell me that's not holding. I didn't do this myself.
Also works for two-hand touch. You know, if you only get you at one hand, you go that's way. Or if they do a typewriter, you know, you know, you got to get both hands same time. Yeah. We got the evidence. We've got the know-how. We've got the technology.
There is I've been getting, because I think sometimes on YouTube I get, I'll go down like craziest plays in NFL history or like best NFL trash talking moments. I've been getting this advertisement for the United States men's no equipment 7-versus-7 football league. And it's just full tackle. No, and the argument, which I think is true, the argument is that much like rugby, by removing helmets and removing pads, you will not get the same level of concussions, just because you can't hit a guy with your face. Like it's so there. But the advertisement for this league is not to watch it; it's to invest in it. That's where they're at in the stage of development of this league. It's not like, hey, tune in Thursday. It's like, hey, do you have $1,000? Because we're trying to get this thing. This is the new
and 5 friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know any coaches? We're looking for someone who can teach football to these people.
And it's like they show like a demo game, and it's clearly just all like guys that didn't get drafted in the NFL, couldn't make the Canadian Football League, not happy to be there, just a couple of random 50-year-olds, everyone. It's just a shit show. I'm thinking of dumping $10,000 into this thing because I think it could be big.
We got we got all the people who weren't good enough and felons. Convicted felons who were not allowed to play. So invest. Yeah. I'll say, go ahead.
Well, I was just jumping on that, and then I'll let you say your thing. But we not only felons, the felons that did felonies bad enough not to let them in the NFL because there's quite
murderers and pedophiles. No dog fighters here, folks.
Because they've let quite a few felonies slide in the history of the NFL.
And mental illnesses that could not be figured out with drugs.
We
got we have the strongest homeless beings you've ever seen in a court.
And just a lot of guys, that didn't come to practice a lot. Just wouldn't show up sometimes. So we got them.
People that had drug problems but wouldn't go to rehab. Drugs are allowed here.
People with current drug addiction.
They're while they're on their time off from the NFL, they'll be here. This is the Glen Ridge. We had a school. That's an inside joke between the town I went to. That why am I going to make it? Glendale School was the school that if you got kicked out of high school or were suspended for a long time, you had to go there for a while, and then you can come back the next year. So it's the Glendale, if you will. But on another note, which isn't funny, why am I saying it then? When Hummers came out, they were like pushing that like we are the safe car, but to every other car, the Hummer is dangerous because if the Hummer hit you, it would fucking kill you.
Right.
So then every other car had to start making their cars bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's why all these cars started getting huge. It was like, thank God the gas thing exploded because it became a thing of like, well, the only way you could be safe is if you buy a bigger car, and it's kind of similar to what's happening in the NFL with like. The more pads and helmets you get, the more dangerous you'll be to people who aren't wearing them. But it's a regulated thing. So
also, I do like the idea of this league because it's the only league where you can make the team by not having DWIs. Everyone else needs a ride there. So
Dude, they should do a league that it's a randomizer. It doesn't matter who you are. It will pick it takes the census and will randomly assign 12 people to any team, and you are who. And anyone in the country can be on that team. When your name is called, you're on this football team. And they play, and you just play other people. A completely randomized team would be fun.
You have to be. No questions asked. You have to be like, fuck, man.
Like jury duty.
Fuck, I'm bummed out. Why? My 3-month-old got drafted by the St. Petersburg Falcons, and now he's their starting linebacker. It's not looking safe.
Also, I was hoping he'd go to Tampa.
That's like my dad was in. I talked about this before. When he was in law school, I find this to be the most pathetic. Just the lack of pride it takes to enter such a thing. He was in a 5'10" and under basketball league. Anyone over 5'10" not allowed. They were evening the playing field.
I love that. It's like a woman-only comedy show. You know, It's like we're lowering the standards here. All right, come for medium laughs. We have fun.
Fundamentals.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, could you? I don't know the name of it. Could you see if you can pull up a video of these fuckers playing no pads football real quick? Because it's very. I mean, they're just in a like community center.
Yeah,
somewhere.
it just sounds like park football.
But it is. There is an argument to be made that it's safer. Like when we would spar, when I was involved in MMA and jiu-jitsu, much of the newer kind of thinking in that sort of thing is that the headgear that boxers wear to spar is actually more dangerous because all it allows you to do, it doesn't stop your brain from getting shook around. It just player registration is open. You can just register. You can just register.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's awesome. Yeah, you want to be in it? I don't know, man. You any good?
Yeah,
that's great. I still go back to this thing, which I'm like. It started as a joke, but I'm really passionate about it. I really think football, all of these sports teams, the rule should be you have to be from this state to play on this team. Because the more I think about it, the more angry I get about it. Like the Giants, the New York, you have some balls calling yourself the New York Giants. None of these people are from New York. So you're supporting maybe the players on the team, but they're only on the team for like 5 years because football has a higher turnover rate, right? So it's like, so you're supporting what, a name? The Giants? You're from there, so that's your team, but it really has nothing to do with what the home state is. It's like, then don't have state. They shouldn't be states. It's just where they play. Well, the Giants don't even play in New York anyway. I think you should only be able to draft from your own state. And then you can do real pride. And your state would then start pushing these programs harder.
There's a few problems there. And there's a few problems. First of all, you're then cutting out anyone from all of the states that don't have a team. They just can never be a professional athlete. Maybe you call those guys freebies. Maybe you can. Everyone's allowed 5 freebies.
I'll do that to compromise.
In Iowa.
But second of all,
let's extend on that. What I'm going to say is this is what would happen with the freebies, right? If you are a guy who wants to raise a kid to be in the NFL, you're going to move to that state so they have a better option of getting with teams you might want to, which will then move to everyone who wants to be in the sports moves to that state, which I'm on board with. And I say we have one state that is allowed to supply players to everyone. So either you come from your state, you can only get New York Giants from New York people, or everyone has to come from Nebraska.
What is the criteria? Do you have to be born there, or how long do you have to have lived there?
5 years. And here's why I say 5 years. 5 years because you won't just move there on a whim, and 5 years is enough time that it could ruin your career. If you were like, well, I want to go to Ohio, well, it's like, well, you got to live in Ohio for 5 years first.
Well, here's the problem with that. See, here's the problem with that situation is that what you're going to get is just a powerhouse. You'll say it'll be the Dallas Cowboys or wherever, and every high school top recruit will move to wherever the best NFL team is, live there for 5 years, go to college there, and then be on the best team. And
it'll be like Friday Night Lights. That's what
and there will be no the whole purpose of the draft, and like it's so that there's some form of fairness in terms of who can get.
Well, they got to take a test. They got to do a New Jersey test to know everything about New Jersey, and they have to support New Jersey. And you should be able to do a meet and greet with them every weekend. They must own the state.
Well, I agree with that. I don't like players that don't have civic pride in where they're playing. What I do like is Cleveland athletes, like they often embrace Cleveland, even though they definitely don't like it, but they pretend to like it, which I think is nice. One thing I would say is I can't get behind your idea. I disagree with it. I respect it. I disagree with it. One thing I want to get rid of is the New England Patriots. You don't get a region. Okay, you don't get a region, you get a state. You're from fucking Vermont. Okay, they play in Massachusetts. And first of all,
it doesn't make any sense at all.
Nowhere else is even a state. Everywhere is a city, and you're 7 states. You're doing you're whatever. However many states are in New England: New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. That's 5. Is there any others in New England states? Am I missing?
There's no way I would ever know.
I'm probably missing one more.
That seems good to me. I thought it was just upstate New York and Boston.
But you're doing 5 states for one team, and you're thinking that
cities.
It's ridiculous. Everyone does cities. There's no other state. There's no other states.
There's not a California sunbeams.
They won 6 Super Bowls. The California Sunbeams.
They'll do states. Some states have teams, right? Isn't there like the New York Giants? What?
Arizona and New York. You're right. Arizona. Right. Well, New York's hard to say because New York is a city and a state.
It would be the New York City Giants.
I think the Jets and the Giants are referencing New York City because, of course, you also have Buffalo. You have Buffalo. So I do think
Buffalo is not referencing New York State. What? The Alligators?
The Albany Alligators, right?
The Albany Alligators. That's a classic team that could be real that I don't really know and I can't fact check. But New York is referring to, it would be the New York City ones, I believe. And also it's New York Giants, New York Jets. It's like they're both New York. So they don't have to, I don't think the Buffalo argument is enough to shut down that they're referring to the state.
Well, here's what I think is unfair, right? And it's a slight against your home state. I feel like, okay, fine, I get it. Football stadiums are considerably larger than baseball stadiums. I get that there's more room in New Jersey. I get why it makes sense for them to play there. But make one of them a New Jersey team.
That's not a slight on my state. My state has been ripped off. They are both the New Jersey Giants and the New Jersey Jets. And you ask anyone in New Jersey, that's how we call them. Oh, you mean the New Jersey Giants? My favorite team.
Yeah.
The New Jersey Giants is filled with New Jersey. New Jersey loves the Giants.
Well, it's like let one be New York and they play in New Jersey because of space reasonings, but give the other one to fucking New Jersey. They got no professional football team. It's ridiculous.
Do they got to live in New York if you're a Giant?
No.
Because I'm pretty sure Manning lived in Hoboken.
Yeah, no, they live first of all, they live wherever they want. Most of these guys live in Florida during the off season or some other tax haven where they don't have to fucking pay income tax and it's sunny. Most of these guys just during the season live where they're not most, but a lot of them just during the season live where their team is. And
Eli Manning lived in Hoboken in a very nice apartment that I saw, and I knocked on his door and I was like, you got to get the fuck out of here. If you're on the New York Giants, you got to move to the Empire State Building. I think that there should be, like the Avengers, each team should have a building that they all have to live in, like the Red Sox mansion, right? And they all have to live in the mansion, and they all have to get along, and they have a big backyard they all play in. They should have a stadium.
This is your dream come true, Greg. This would be your dream come true. So right now, the 49ers. There has in San Francisco, whatever county San Francisco is in, they put a ban on all contact sports because of COVID, and they didn't make an exception for professional sports. So the 49ers are training and playing their games in Arizona, and they're doing so. Basically, what they have is a hotel that's across the street from the practice facilities. They all live in the hotel, but because of the COVID precautions, they can't hang out together in the hotel. Like the COVID precautions the NFL are doing, which aren't working that great. There's been several breakouts, but they are taking, like, you can only meet with masks on. You can only meet with your group. So like there'll be a wide receivers meeting. There'll be a secondary meeting, that sort of thing. But so what's going on in this hotel in Arizona? I was reading this article about it. They just all, as soon as they get off practice, they all go to their own hotel rooms, put on their headphones, and play Call of Duty together. The entire team.
So great.
Yeah, that's all they're doing. Yeah.
I got to start playing online video games again. That's just a real buddy move.
Yeah,
playing video games together. I had something I said I lost it. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I think that we need to get these. No, it doesn't really matter. It was just filler bullshit.
I've got some questions for both of you.
Okay.
Because this might be a decision that comes down to me. I'm hoping.
Sorry.
In a move that I support, it took me a while to get around to deciding if I thought this was wrong or not. I eventually came to the decision that it was wrong. But the Cleveland Indians have just announced they will be changing their name. They will be dumping the Indians, which I think the Indians is wrong.
Down this road again. I just went down this road on the podcast, on Bobby's podcast, which led me to say, well, follow me on this one, Brendan.
Okay.
Then we should start doing the New Jersey who don't tip. And then Bobby said, who are you actually talking about? And I didn't want to say a race. So then I said, well, grab a race that doesn't matter, and said the Japanese. And then went on a rant about how I hate the Japanese. And then pulled in a callback joke calling Mycicle Japanese. I said, he's Japanese, he gets it. And they all said he's not Japanese because they don't listen to my podcast where we do this joke. And I was then made a fool of myself for an hour talking about the Japs.
But I would buy a New Jersey Bad Tippers jersey. That was that's a great name. I
said Italians. I was like, they were like, the New Jersey Bad Team's good because they're all Italian. And they were like, Italians tip great, and you know that. I was like, I know, but I didn't want to say a race.
Well,
then I said Japs. Now I'm dead.
You've done the same thing twice in a row, because all I was going to ask was, what would be a good new name?
the New Jersey Japanese.
No, for the fucking Cleveland Indians, man.
The New Jersey Japanese.
The New Japs, a.k.a. Indians.
The Cleveland, New Jersey Japanese.
And then I told Tita, I was like, Tita, I just made this whole Japanese thing. And she looked at me like, why do you do that? And I went, I thought you'd at least laugh. My big thing that I thought made it safe is that I said, hey guys, it's cool. I feel like it's comfortable to make fun of these people because my wife is from Thailand. And people just went, Greg, this is how you burn in hell. But anyway, Europeans don't tip. That's one.
Save. That's what you meant the whole time.
I meant the whole time.
That's what you meant the whole time.
Poor people don't tip. That's the thing, the reality of it. People with rich people also will not tip out of arrogance, but a lot of shitty poor people. Because I'm poor and I used to tip big. So maybe it's not poor people. Shitty people who are selfish don't tip is really what it comes down to.
I tip.
It's hard to do it by a race. It's hard to do it by personality. I
tip like a guy whose net worth is 100,000 times more than me, because it's not a selfless act. It's completely 100% to make myself feel like a big shot. A guy hangs up my coat, I give him $20. I pretend I'm Ray Liotta in Goodfellas. That's my life, is greasing guys and then going home and going, I got no money. I can't have dinner because I tipped the fucking maitre d' $40.
I forgot my coat.
Yeah.
If my physical actions could speak, every time I go into the coffee shop and I tip $2 for a coffee, my hands would literally say, I want you to like me more than the next guy.
Yes.
This next guy who's about to buy coffee, like me more than that guy, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. Did I tell you this move? Talked to the old Carmen Lagala. We were taught, love her and Sam. They live together, two comedians who live together. One of them needed a final draft of the program, $200. And I went, here comes Mr. Big Shot Headliner. I'm just headlining one show. I just said, I'm buying it for you. Bought her and him this program. She got it on Amazon. And the next day I called Amazon and I said, whoa. What's this address you shipped this to? Amazon refunded me. So I don't know if I'm a good guy, a bad guy, but I do know two comedians. I was like, I literally was like, well, I cannot spend this kind of money on buying some of the program. I don't have this kind of cash. So
their address is known for fraud.
So they got flagged. Amazon's flagging them. Some cops showed up looking for a program. They're in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their address is now flagged for fraud. God. I tell you this one too. This is another one we do in Amazon. We bought an air conditioner. I put the air conditioner in, and it's just making a little bit of a bzz noise. And Tita goes, I can't stand that noise. I go, well, I'm calling Amazon, and we're gonna get them. They gotta give us a new one. They go, keep the air conditioner. We'll just send you a new air conditioner. So they sent us Now, 2 air conditioners, and then that air conditioner came, which is huge. I looked at it, I went, man, I'm not fucking pulling an air conditioner out of the fucking window. So now we just have a brand new air conditioner in our room in a box with the old air conditioner that buzzes like a bumblebee around a big old jar of honey every time it gets hot. But I got 2 air conditioners.
Whenever I order groceries from Amazon, the slightest imperfection is a complaint and a refund.
You got to tell them immediately, hey, bring 2. Save yourself some time because I'm calling tomorrow anyway and telling you it was stolen in the first place. So just bring me 2 now.
When I was growing up, and things have changed. When we were young, air conditioners were. Here's the thing about air conditioners. If you're most of our listeners are younger than us. Here's the thing about air conditioners in the late 80s, early 90s. They weighed 1,000 pounds, first of all. Every year, over 6 million Americans were killed by falling air conditioners. Mm-hmm. They made the noise of a ride-on lawnmower, and your electricity bill was roughly $300 for every minute of use.
Mm-hmm. That was buy a house in Alaska to cool yourself down. Yeah. That's the same price.
Yeah, my bedroom, me and my brother's bedrooms were in the attic of our house, and because heat rises, plus you got the sun beating on the roof, it would get hot as shit. And my mom's rule was like, you can turn on the air conditioner if it's over 96 degrees outside.
Jesus,
that's hot.
You know how hot outside. You know how hot 96 degrees,
like you know how 95 is?
Yeah, I'm dead already, Mom. So
yeah. Dude, you want to hear this? Man, my first apartment, the window in my bedroom led into this like alcove. It was like a added on deck, that was outside that was windowed in. And I was like, well, I got to put an air conditioner in this window. So I put the air conditioner into my window that led into this outside deck. And once you turn it on, dude, you'd open that door to that deck. And it was, I'm not joking, 975 degrees. It was like you'd open it and a backdraft of flames would engulf you. You'd lose your eyebrows. We were like, is this a fire hat? Like, we didn't realize it was happening. And it was like, oh, we're going to catch, some shit's going to combust in here. Also, my friend Frank just put an air conditioner on 2 bricks in the middle of his room and just turned it on and thought that was going to do something. I think he may have carbon monoxided himself. My brother, his new house has a sauna in it. He's got a sauna, and I'm a big sauna guy. Right.
I go, you got a sauna? I'm getting a sauna. All right. So I find, he's got a nice, legitimate sauna. I find for those of you listening, audio only, quote marks, sauna on Amazon. It costs $118. It literally looks like a sleeping bag with a plastic with a plastic thing you can see through hooked up to a fucking crock pot. That's what this thing is. What? No, I'm going to. It's $118 sauna, folds up, you put it away, and they go, there's just, the directions are insane. I read the direct, you know how sometimes sellers on Amazon, they're like, it's from a foreign country, and they just don't give you all the information. Sure. It's just like, here's the dimensions. Also, put the medicine in this part. And it's like, whoa, yeah, what medicine? What medicine?
No,
I thought we were talking about saunas here.
This isn't a sauna. I know what this is. This is one of those old school sweat out the diseases machines, right? Yeah. So if you get some kind of ailment like cancer or hepatitis, what they want you to do is you pour your cream. This thing?
This is a nicer version. This is a nicer version of the one I saw. This is this thing you could actually sit up. Mine was basically a sleeping bag, but I might have to get this one. But look at that! Look at what he said. It's a rice cooker, for Christ's sake. Yeah. It's a fucking rice cooker. And
it's only $90.
Yeah, that thing's a steal compared to my $118 model. But they don't say what temp it gets up to because I need a cool 150 if I'm going to get my sweat going.
You got to smash up your Tylenol put them in that crock pot. That's how you get rid of headaches.
Yeah.
My God.
My God. Yeah. So Cleveland sports teams names. Now they're throwing around the burning rivers, which I don't like because our river caught on fire twice.
Oh.
Why bring up a polluted river? Why would that be our name?
Yeah, I say just call it the derelicts because that's what everybody is there anyway.
Yes, and proud of it. Call it the Cleveland Derelict to the scumbags, something like that. Or the good one is, here's the best so far. Our baseball team in the 1890s was called the Spiders. And no one's doing spiders. That's crazy.
Because they're looked upon as a filthy animal. They're looked upon as like a dirty animal, like a scumbag animal. Spiders are scary and weird. I like spiders though. I think you should name Cleveland after the one thing. Look, I've been to Cleveland a few times, and I know one thing about Cleveland, and that's what you need to name the team. You call them the Youngston Let the Host Do 40 Minutes Up Fronts, okay? Because anytime I've ever been to any club in Youngston, Ohio, they just let the host do 40 minutes up top, and that's what that state's known to me for.
Mycicle, the man, and I approve and applaud him for such. Refuses two items. He refuses to accept the city is called Youngstown, not Youngston. And on top of that, refuses to accept it's not Cleveland. It's over an hour away from Cleveland, a completely separate city.
He just Columbus.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I like to do a lot of jokes on this podcast where I know things are silly and I just say them anyway. I have never said Youngston as a joke. I have 100% said it, being confident that that's how it's called. And you've corrected me so many times, and it just lives that way. And the Cleveland, Cincinnati, Ohio, what's the difference thing is very hard for me to understand. I just think that Cleveland is the state, Cincinnati is Cleveland, and Ohio is somewhere on the West Coast. That's what I believe.
Here's the thing. They are so different. So you got three mains in Cleveland, right? Uh-huh. You got Cleveland, or in Ohio. You got Cleveland. You got Columbus is in the middle, and Cincinnati is at the bottom. Those are the three biggies. Mm-hmm. Okay, all very different. Cleveland is an old school factory town. Most of the factories are closed, blue collar, hardworking. Cincinnati is kind of southern, man. They're a little bit hilljacks down there because it's it's across the river from Kentucky. Some of them have accents. And then Columbus is sort of sparkling office parks and that shit. It's very sterile. It's rich. Columbus is rich. So it's three different. Then you've got your minors. You got your outliers. You got your Youngstowns, your Akrons, your Toledos, your Daytons. Pittsburgh's in Pennsylvania, but
could be anything.
Nope. Couldn't be.
Your state is confusing because you have a Miami there too of some kind.
Yeah, we do. We have, what's interesting, what is interesting about our Miami is I think, obviously, our Miami is way smaller and way shittier. But, Miami University is beautiful, by the way. The school there, Miami University of Ohio, is beautiful. But I think our Miami is more legitimate than Florida's Miami because I think they're both indigenous peoples, tribes. I think they were the Miami were an Ohio tribe that got relocated to Florida. That's what I think. Because we got a Miami River, we got a Miami Valley, we got all sorts of Miami shit. They only got one Miami thing. So I think they moved down there, started up a secondary operation.
Let me tell you what's wild about states. There's more self-policing in comedy than there are states. You do a joke, you ask your friends, you goes, anybody doing this bit? Meanwhile, Connecticut is like, hey, I got a Brooklyn. How does Connecticut have a Brooklyn? They got to ask the other states, hey, is anyone else doing Brooklyn? Yeah. All right, you got to get it on a map first. If you get it on a map, it's yours. You know what I mean? Right. It's wild to me that there's a Brooklyn, Connecticut. There's a well-known Brooklyn already.
Yeah, or how about Memphis, Tennessee? Egypt had Memphis 3,500 years ago, and you're coming with a Memphis now and call it Music City, USA. I don't know. That could be the other one. That could be Nashville.
You know what New Jersey's got?
What?
Straight up of Florida. We just got a town called Florida. So, and a lot of old people in New Jersey like to retire. And you know what Florida they don't go to? The one in our own state. Okay? Yeah. How do you go? Hey, I'm going to Florida. Where? There's a Denny's. They're open 24 hours and I'm hungry. No, you gotta know your shit. Do your check-arounds.
Also, and some of these East Coast things, it's like, okay, you all kind of sprouted up around the same time. Washington, you're at the back of the fucking list. Don't act. You're all the way on the left. Don't act like you didn't know about the Maine, Washington, that was the goddamn capital of the country. Because you came around. Who knows when you came around? You're all the way on the left, the top left.
That's what makes me crazy. Washington State, not even a state. How the hell are you going to do that with all these things?
Well, it is a state.
Yeah.
That's going to be it for us. We're the Rad Dudecast. Make sure to follow, like, subscribe, please. Oh, if you have Instagram, take 2 seconds and follow me on Instagram. My name is Greg Stone _. I'm just trying to get more likes so that I can have value as a comedian and as a person. That would make me feel good. If you do not donate, donate to the Patreon. We have lots of great episodes up there, but that's not why you're doing it. You're doing it to keep us alive. So throw some money at us so that we can have money to live. And the plus side of that is you get upwards of 3 really funny episodes a month based on the $5, $10, $15 tiers. All of it means so much to us. Also, your likes, your subscribes, all of that. It really, really does. It just takes 2 seconds out of your life, and it means the world to all of us. So please take a moment to do that. Also, I have I'm doing a Mandalorian recaps after every episode. We do one with Anthony DeVito and Mike Suarez, who you know. Brendan has a podcast. I'm doing all of them today. I don't know. I'm on a hot run right now. He's got a podcast called Something Down, Two Down. Let Brendan I was hot though for a minute, right? Did you guys hear that?
You were nailing it. A couple bits of misinformation spread in throughout, but more or less right on target. I'll just give the website just to be safe. I mean, you guys all know how to use Google, but it's patreon.com/raddudecast. Everything Greg said. We appreciate your subscriptions, and we are going to be kind of adding some new features, doing some change ups in the next coming months. Don't worry, we'll keep you very abreast of that.
We're going to be doing like live things.
We're going to be doing live things.
Really start doing those.
Great. And then follow me at Airbud, EYREBUD on Twitter and Instagram. That's where I usually announce all my upcoming shows because I don't quite know how to update my website. And then, I'm kind of big on TikTok at Real Brendan Air. I
just want to show you something before you're done. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, please.
I just want to show you, I got this new life hack where I put light bulbs in this old post office box. They all work. So they don't break. You keep it. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's the thing I do is I keep them in the box they came in.
I just throw that box out.
Well, 2 different life hacks right there for the price of one. And by the way, I also want to do one final shout out.
Real quick, my life hack is to buy 1 light bulb at a time and never have extra light bulbs.
The life of a single man.
That is what you do. Just shitting in the dark.
You got to rotate the light bulbs from room to room, the important rooms.
Speaking of that, that is a great segue. The final shout out I want to give is just Mike Suarez. I really feel like, and I've loved all our producers, but I really feel like things have really taken a gotten some direction, and I appreciate everything you do, Mike. And you guys should shout out to Mike Suarez, Bicycle, the Japanese Mike. No one knows where he's from.
He's Japanese.
Yeah. Well, there's different cities there. You got a Florida,
Japan.
Yeah.
There is a new Japan in New Jersey, which is hilarious that they tried to make that the new. I think when World War II happened, they were like, fuck that Japan. We got our own Japan. We got new Japan. Exit 152 on the PW.
Also, my favorite part about New Jersey, I used to try and do a bit about it. but it never worked because New Jersey people think it's so normal. You guys have a Cheesequake National Park.
Yeah,
And
damn
everyone
right we
just
do.
goes, yeah, we do. So
People
what?
fly from all over the world to come to our national park in Cheesequake. And let me tell you what. Sorry to go long on this, and I have a very hard out at 3:50. I went to Cheesequake gas station once, and this man had this thing on his nose that was the size of a. I'm not joking. This is not hyperbole. Bigger than a golf ball, and it was. Me and my brother looked at it, and we almost vomited. And my dad went, "Do not stare," because we were kids. He goes, "Do not stare.
Yeah.
People have things." He went,
It's hard. It's
went,
hard.
"Hey, Greg, hey, kids, don't stare. People have things," and then rushed us away. And anytime you say Cheesequake, next time my brothers remember this. Next time my brother's on the podcast, or if you're out there listening, tweet at my brother JSS some shit and be like, "Hey, what do you know about Cheesequake?" He will tell you about the nose thing, no questions asked. And then the national park.
One of my Irish uncles had a goiter on his leg.
What's
Same
that
shit.
like?
It's just same thing, just a giant sack hanging off of you. It's like, what are you doing? Just cut it off with an X-Acto. Well,
Dude,
it's probably not going to grow back.
Anytime any kind of abnormality shows up in my body, if you think I don't scratch that thing off immediately, I just stick my finger and until it bleeds. I don't care. This thing stays the same way it is through force.
Yeah.
All right.
That's going to be the Rad Dudecast for today. Thank you for tuning in. We love you guys. Peace.